let's see, this is my nieces, now 2, Vanessa and Dawn. Just making a quick holiday card by finishing this off here. Now I'm looking for something I can select in its entirety. If you have an image like this that's cut off at the edge, you don't always get the same effect and stuff. So when you create your holiday photos, you can have people posing and try to include them within the entire frame of the picture, because then you can just have more options as far as selecting. So let's just open these and creating holiday gift cards or e-cards that you can distribute for next year's holiday or whatever, like cheaper by the dozen, the Christmas photo in July. Okay. Alright, so let me just take this and drag it in here with the move tool. Alright, I'm going to press Control or Command T and Control 0, and let's just scale that down as you know how to do. And we can go back here, maybe. Right, let's just dock that up there for now. And let's close this out. Any other options we want to bring in, we can just do that. Just get a very rough selection right now. And move tool, let's drag it over to our PSD if we can find it. Okay, which actually we still have to save as a PSD. A little bit risky. Okay, just changing the screen modes here. Let me press tab to get a better look, just hide those toolbars. Alright, let's carefully drag this in here. Okay, now let's try that again. What you got to do is get it over here and then have it so it has the little plus icon, and then you drop it in. Okay, and we don't have too much time left here, so just very quickly, just going to erase a lot of pixels here just so you get the idea, to end up with what would be a selection. Just using the eraser tool and a little bit of magic wand here on add to selection. Alright, since there's, press F, a difference between contrast here, it's easier to select the background. Alright, using the magic wand tool here of the couch, and let's Control or Command X, delete those, and just carefully delete these other pixels with the eraser tool to end up with a selection of my brother, okay, who likes surprises at Christmas instead of giving out lists anymore. Like surprises of very interesting and obscure things sometimes we give each other. Okay, so let's hide these others, and let's just move this down here. Now what we'll want to do is zoom tool here. We've got too much snow going on, but that can be fixed by just easily creating another layer. You want the main subject to show up, so let's just do some tweaking here. Just minimize. Okay. Of course the hair is not perfect, but we are kind of in a rush here because I kind of erased some chunks pretty fast. Right bracket key to get a larger eraser, just to get our character selected here. Okay, and you know, this would take more time to get a selection. Make sure you're on the right layer. Okay, there we go. Just very quickly, you get the idea, because I show you how to do selections in other places, especially if you're an ongoing member of PSC Monthly. Just a little bit too much, just undo that last one, lower the tolerance, There we go. Let's Control X. Alright. Let's go to Magic Wand tool and just delete some more of these pixels. Control X. Alright. So you get the idea. You can have different characters here. And here we're just kind of having them stand out more in the foreground. Yeah, we could get rid of these because they're not really doing any good there. Because they're incomplete. Alright. And you'd want to get rid of this as well. Just get rid of that floor. Control or Command X. Alright, and now the snow, we got to look at the snow. Alright, it was too much. What we can do is maybe do a little masking here. And let's choose foreground and transparent, the usual. Let's go linear and just do a swipe up here. Just to fade some of those layers. And let's go to a radial gradient just to mask the snowflakes around there. Alright, so now we have something very basic. If you want, you could also go with the traditional montage style of, let's see, bring something else in quick. I don't know if we have any posed photos here, but you can bring that in. I'll show you what I mean here. Just some, here we go. More framed photo effect. I'll just show you quick, which you've seen before. Alright, with the move tool, let's bring this in. Control T. Okay. And just leave it as a photograph. And let's go ahead and just quickly, you wanna, if you put a layer style on this, it's just gonna cover it up completely. That's not what you want. What we can do is, maybe it's what you want, but I don't know. We can just add some drop shadow, outer glow, and just some basic options here. Increase the size, maybe put a stroke around it to help it stand out some more. Up to you. It's your Photoshop license. Alright, and then we can bring in another image. Alright, and just bring that in over here. Just scale that down. Hey. Okay. And rotate that. There we go. Alright. And let's just duplicate this. Shift Control Alt Option, just all of them. Alright, so we got more of that photo effect. Now we could go in and tweak things, have more of a drop shadow because these are a little too light, or add a stroke. Alright, helps differentiate them more from each other. Double click, bring it up, just add a stroke. There we go. And let's just change the layer order quick. Just Control to select both of these, just move them beneath. You know, so you have more of a different effect. Of course, we could go ahead and modify this to scale it down. Actually, looking at the type layer, if we go ahead and do this, it's going to affect the entire group, but that's fine because these are vector based anyways. You can always make them larger and scale them up again. Now let's just bring this up here.